Sleaze-Free self-promotion. Communicate your value. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 110 of our Supersize You Annual Challenge. We're going to talk about this today because, painful confession, I am horrible at this. When it comes to promoting myself, I just don't do it. When it comes to asking for things, I just don't do it. Where do those deep-seated beliefs that I shouldn't do that come from? I know where some of them come from. I've actually been working with the community to help with those things, those underlying thoughts, feelings, beliefs that we picked up normally when we were just little bitty kids. I probably picked that up when I was about under 5, under 6 for sure, but probably when I was about 5. That maybe because there were 4 of us girls and I'm like, okay, I'm just number 2 and I have to help with the littler ones, because when you're when there's a lot of you kids, and 4 is a lot in nowadays term. Back then it wasn't a big family, but we 4 girls, and then my mom had some big health challenges and things. There's a lot going on when we were kids, and I would try to pretty much just go with the flow and kind of herd the other children and herd all of us to do things so that we wouldn't cause a ruckus or cause a fuss, and so that we could be helpful, not contributing to any sort of strife or problems within my little bitty life back then. And somehow that stuck with me. And I read this one today. I plan out my content a couple of months ahead, just what am I going to talk about each day. So then I just pick it up, and the night before I look at it and I'm like, okay, what experience do I have with this? What stories can I tell about this that would be interesting to you? And how can I help everybody to actually incorporate the principles of this and this idea into their daily life? Now, I actually cringe sometimes inside, which is the exact opposite of the reaction I want to have when people share their gigantic accomplishments and when they share their wins. And I think that there's a seed of jealousy and comparing ourselves to others in that. And I'm going to be exploring that today as my action item to deal with this particular topic. But a lot of promotion and self-promotion is done in such a yucky, stomach-turning, sleazy way. I think that's why I've gotten negative association to that particular thing. Yet, if we don't promote ourselves, if we don't tell people what we're doing and what we're capable of, how do we think they're going to know? People don't just come out of the woodwork. And I remember thinking this in corporate America. If I just do a really good job, if I just work hard, if I just get good results for my part of the organization, then I'll raise through the ranks and I'll be promoted and I'll get to be the CEO someday. Well, it didn't take very long for me to burst that little bubble in corporate America, right? No matter how awesome you are and how much you do and how much you contribute, if you don't in some way, shape, or form let people know about that, or people don't have a way of finding out about that, then it's just like being a mushroom. I love this thing. My dad used to say that we girls treated him like a mushroom and just kept him in the dark and in a corner and fed him a little bit of, you know what, poop shit every once in a while, which there was some truth to that. Let's be honest. Some stuff he just didn't need to know. So who's going to promote you if you don't? Who's going to recognize and appreciate your value? If you want to create more of something in your life, you have to focus on that and share that and make it known. So today, guess what I'm going to be doing? Self-promotion, but not in a sleazy way, but talking up and doing some things to say, here I am, world. Here's what I can do for you. Here's how I can help. We want to focus on our outcomes and the outcomes that we've delivered in our business, in our career, in our life, in our families. People care more about the outcomes than the how you went about actually getting it, unless it's an outcome that they want. And then they'll ask you, well, how the heck did you do that? How the heck did you make 9,000 videos? How the heck did you have an $800,000 day? How on earth did you work in 27 different industries? You don't look that old. Yes, I do. So the other thing is we're sharing value. If we're bragging, and you know what? We can all feel the difference between, oh, I'm just bragging about myself and saying how awesome I am. Because that underlying fragment of intent always shows through. Or are we sharing value in order to help other people? And that might be we're sharing someone else's story, somebody else that we've worked with, or some situation or experience that we've had that we think the other person can relate to, because that is sharing value. If we can help them in any way, shape, or form, that is a value share. So what are we going to do today? And this one's just for me and probably 80% of the people watching this. Update your profiles, update your website profile, update your about page, update your social media status, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter. I don't even know all the social medias there are nowadays, but I do know that most of mine have not been updated since the day I created those accounts or that group or that page or that community. That is really, really sad, because that says I haven't done anything in 20 years, 9 years, 8 years, however long I've been on any platform. And that's just plain crazy, right? So what are we going to do today? Update our profiles with, a couple of things that happened last year, a couple of accomplishments. I'll give you an example. And I actually did share this. I'm on the school platform, and I'm active in a community that I absolutely adore. And I hit level 9, which is the master, and got the crown. And it's the highest level you can reach for engagement and communication things in a community. And normally I wouldn't say anything. I just would have waited for someone to notice, but someone was getting an award of her own. And so I wanted to make sure she saw it because I was super excited. And I actually shared that with the owner of the community because I got there before she did, which is super duper exciting. And so we want to be thinking about what are things we could share and what's the outcome of that. The outcome is I've proven to myself that I can do that. And if I can do it in someone else's community, I can teach and show other people how to do that too. It's actually, it takes time and energy and effort, but it's really doable. It's how we want to show up and promote ourselves anywhere that we show up on social media or in real life. If people see you and every time you see them, the first thing that comes out of your mouth is this, awesome thing that's going on in your life and you're so wonderful, people are going to start to get gaggy about that. But if you show an interest in other people and you ask them how they're doing it and they share and you actually listen to them and communicate and connect, chances are they're going to ask you about something in your life too. And you can then share that win that you've had, because you know what? The people that celebrate our wins with us are our people. The people that don't or get envious and jealous, I guess I never thought I was that person, but there's a little piece of me that is envious. And so I will be working on that this week because it's not who I am. I'm not big about comparing myself to other people. I know that I am very different than most people, and I choose to be that way because it makes me feel happy and flowing and less stressful than if I pretended to be somebody that I'm not or something that I'm not. So what are we going to share today? I would ask reflective questions, but I babbled enough today. Drop one professional win or one win that you've had, within the last 6 months to a year in the comments below this so that we can celebrate you and your achievements. I shared that level 9 thing. That's pretty cool because I'm not even a level 9 in my own community. I think I'm a 6. And it takes a Herculean effort to get from 6 to 9 because as you rank up in the different levels, the school platform is gamified. You have to get a certain number more, and the number is ever increasing. I think from 8 to 9, it's like 24,000 points. And you get a point for whenever it's not what you do, it's what other people do. So if people like or comment on your post, that counts as a point. So I'm very much simplifying that because I've never really understood how it worked. I just knew I wanted to be engaged in certain communities. All right, that's it. If I can help you with this in any way, if you want me to do another video about, well, how the heck do you get engaged? How and what is the best way to share your accomplishments? One thing about the school platform, just about, I don't even know what the percentage is, but of the communities I belong to, I would say 70 or 80% of them ask for wins either daily, once a week, or monthly, because they want you to share your wins in the group because they know that's what attracts other people to the community. If there's people in your community winning, people want to be in that community. I'm learning all about communities. All right. If I can help you anyway, ask. If you need some reflective questions, ask. I always have some queued up. I just know that I've been speaking for a long time in the last few videos, so I want to respect everybody's time and bring it in a little bit. So we're going to all update our profiles today, or we're going to have someone update our profiles today to make sure they're updated, clear, concise, good communication, etc. Again, that could be a whole nother topic for a day or a video or a week. All right, have a great day. It'd be a good challenge. And I will, of course, be with you tomorrow.